BBBY making the upside move that we were looking for days ago. Let's go ahead and confirm or look at the probabilities for the coming days. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with a BBBY technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this Taco Tuesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so we were able to see the upside coming in for BBBY based on actually some back tests that we performed, right? So please notice here that this is the 5-day BBWP expanded to contraction, okay? Meaning that anytime that we have expanded in the BBWP representing volatility, right? Anytime that we have expanded into critical volatility within the 90 percentile and we pair it with an upside momentum here with the stochastics oscillator, we have noticed 35 total iterations, of which 25 were guessed correctly to the upside, giving us an average upside accuracy of 71.43% with an average upside thrust of 62.55% over the span of about 47 days. Okay, so if we were to consider that position for the price action, it is in essence taking us to right to about the 52.43 target at the 3.272. Of course, this is the overall statistical mean. There are still variances within it, and they are not certainties, right? It's just to give us an idea as to what the average move can be based on this criteria being met. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart and see what we have. Sorry. So based on the broadening descending wedge that actually traded very much the way it used to trade before the bear cycle started, I was able to give you two targets, okay, of which one was a psychological component target, meaning the price objective from the broadening descending wedge itself. So you take a trend line from the breakout point, right, to the very lowest area of the wedge, which would be here. This is the breakout candle, right? So we then apply it to the breakout point, and then it gives us a target to the downside, right? So in this particular case, I did notice that upon continuing this downside here, we were very close to the 2.618 2411. So this was the target that I was essentially signaling with a higher probability based for a continuation to the upside or a pretty big bounce from it. Okay, in fact, we actually ended up touching down to the lower end of 2327 from my discretionary target of 2411, where the 2.618 and a golden mean was located. So very, very impressive price action here and very impressive tight targets that we were able to come up with, right? So now if we are actually looking into a potential upside target in the shorter term, then very likely we can actually see a continuation to about 3805, where the 1.618 golden mean is located, taking into consideration the range of the previous 3-day candle print. So range high to the range low gives us the 3805 cent level for the 1.618, and very likely an area for us to consider for a bit of a resistance before we come back and test the current highs as a support, and or the difference between this candle in here and this candle here. We can actually take that into the support as well, or a consideration for it. Okay, but in the immediate short-term time frame, I can definitely see a target continuing to about 3805. Of course, there is still a continuation probability here, and if I were to be very honest, then I would actually just have to favor geometric levels in this place. So the next range that I would be looking at without any price action visible historically, then it would actually have to be in this range between the 2.272 and the 2.618, 43.99 to 47.13. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. And please notice here that this okay, just to be very quick, right, this was the other way that we were able to tell that we were potentially going to find a bounce very soon. Okay, so if this is in fact the area for us to find a bounce, then this may actually be a very substantial bounce, right? And it may be very big. It's I wouldn't take this into consideration too much, you guys, because this is just a psychological component. This formation itself does not have any mathematical backing to it. It is only sentiment based. So this thing would be essentially suggesting a top side of about $1.86, of which I would not consider. But please remember, I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever whatever I do show and iterate within these videos is just a form of entertainment, okay, you guys? I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. So let's move on to the next thing right over here, okay? Do your own due diligence. Everything will be just fine. And please remember that I'm still offering about 9 or 10 seats left in the ArcMasters trading course. Please find that Gmail in the description below. Send me an email and we'll get you enrolled, and we'll talk about the price points for that too. All right, you guys. So please notice right over here, 30-minute time frame is suggesting a continuation to the downside. Jumping into the 4-hour, we're in the bullish control zone and absolutely in the bull strength percentile, suggesting a continuation to the upside alongside the 14-day simple moving average. Same situation here with the 8-hour, except that this is actually in the process of literally just blasting outside of the bear weakness percentile with an upside posturing still, right? So please notice here the 12-hour time frame still with an upside pivot, getting really close to that gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile with an upside pivot on that 14-day simple as well. Three-day time frame looks to have a very limited upside, but please notice that the space between the RSI signal and the 14-day simple on a 3-day time frame is quite the distance away, and it definitely does take some time for it to actually find that resistance there. Same situation with the 5-day, even yet further away. Okay, you guys, so what it's telling me is that the shorter time frames are essentially going to be the catalysts to influence the upper term time frame posture. Okay, you guys, so we'll go ahead and take a look at those things as we move on here, but you already know the targets that I'm looking for, guys. Very likely for us to find them in the next day or two, potentially even in the after hours, you know, who knows, right? But there it is. All right, you guys, well, thank you so much for watching. I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.